Yeah, welcome back everybody. It's windier than heck out, about 29 degrees, and they've been forecasting high winds here for a day or two. So I just got done, while we ran some errands, did some shopping. This morning we put in a bunch of wood. Let's see how things are looking. Oh, they're looking pretty good. We'll just throw a couple pieces in there, just kind of keep that going. And that looks good. You know, we might come out here with the dogs later, and we like it to be warm out here. Yeah, it's 55 in here. Not bad. But the fun stuff's downstairs. Let's go downstairs and we'll tackle that Super C. So, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take the exhaust off, pull the hood off, get rid of that. I'll drain the antifreeze. Of course, this thing always had water. I fill it full of antifreeze. Now I'm going to rebuild the motor. Go figure, huh? But I've got the plow pull bracket on, which is what actually pulls your plows. As I recall, thinking back, I'm pretty sure I can jack and block on those and the front end will come in the air. I think there's enough weight on the back to offset the front, and you can just block them right there. So I'll jack it up and find out for sure if I'm correct on that assumption or not. And if so, we'll just block it right across that and start disassembling stuff off the front. You know, we'll take the steering and the front frame off, pull the motor off, and there it'll be. Real simple to get this apart. Should be able to get it apart in a couple hours. Well, we got everything really that matters off the front. These radiator mounts, I will buy a new set. The old ones, you know, a guy could reuse them, but they're original to the tractor. I think we've got the good out of them. I'll buy another set of those. The radiator clamps, hose clamps on the top here, they were rotted out so bad you couldn't even back them off. So we'll get some new stuff there. I'll try to straighten out these dents here too while we got it apart. They've been there ever since I was a kid. That was from my father not wanting to loosen this stuff back here and just rolling a belt on. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, take off the generator. We'll take off the fan, take off the water pump, and that way it's just easy to pull all this stuff off the front. Then we'll snake that all off the front, and I'm probably not gonna show you how all that's done. It's pretty much self-explanatory. You know, 3 bolts and nuts on the generator, only 1 back here, and then just a few here. Just simple stuff. I'll bring you back in a little bit. One thing that might help somebody, 13/16 out here on the front of this, and this goes into a nut on the back, and that nut is in a track. So don't try to turn anything back here. You know, you just loosen that up like so, and that'll drop right down. And that nut back there doesn't turn. So don't try to put a box end or anything in there fancy and try to turn that. You'll frig up the nut and you won't be happy. So it's a 1 wrench type of deal, 13/16. And then you should be able to just roll this stuff right off. Well, I can if I got, you know. There we go. It's just that simple. Take the fan belt off, which is a brand new one. And throw that over there. Yeah, that's all there is to it. You can see it drops you down at the bottom of the slot. And that's how you tighten up your... It's the 2-stage process. You put your fan belt on, tighten it up here with the generator belt loose. In other words, this is all going to be all the way back. Then after you get the fan belt right, then you tighten up this, which we'll show when we put it back together. Real simple. Okay, I'm ready to take the front end off, all except for taking the steering shaft off. Real simple. I don't know if everybody knows about tapered pins, but I've already looked on the other side. This is the small side. Come on. There we go. That one was driven in plenty tight. This one here, you can see the big side's on the back. Come on. Yeah. Guess I drove them in plenty tight. Yeah. Well, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut them off and run in there with a, because them are softer than hell. Yeah, we got that one out. I'll drive this one out, and I'm going to go get an actual punch after I cut this off so I can drift straight in. I'll be back in a minute. Look at this foolishness outside. You know, 28, 29 degrees. You can see the big pines down back swaying. You know, probably 30-mile-an-hour winds. Right here it's kind of protected so you don't notice it, but snow showers today. Just a good day to be inside. But I didn't let this taper pin beat me. I have had to drill them out before. You know, there's always worst case scenario. You drill it right completely out. You frig up the hole. You have to drill another hole opposite it. And when you do that, of course, then you got to go ahead and buy a tapered reamer so that you can use a tapered pin. So anyway, anybody that's not familiar with a taper pin, yeah, we'll tap this dandy out. I already got it loose. As you can see, I ground it off, and then I had a real rugged punch that I got it started with. Yeah, she's going. Now that we know it's going, we'll go to a smaller punch. Oh yeah. There's your tapered pin. I do have some more of them that are new. I'll put a new one in there when I go back to do it the other way. But now that that's loose, we just got to tap this off of the shaft. And we'll take this one bolt out right here. And take this other taper pin out up here. And that steering linkage will be out of the way. Oops, that one's all out. And this one here, you know, had to bleed, but it's been run loose in the past, so I can't imagine that happening, but yeah, that's going to be good. We got to actually get this one loose first, so that one you just pick the steering wheel up as you're tapping. So it should theoretically come right out pretty easy. Guess I gotta keep pulling and tapping. There's that. Now, yes, so one of these clamp bolts is in behind the bracket. I'm going to have to take this bracket off on this side. Of course, now I got myself pinched in there. Now, there we go. Beautiful. Yeah, better take that right off. That's all right. We can do that easy enough. Beautiful. Come on. There we go. And just comes it off. Knock it off. Oh yeah. Everything's off. So the only thing we got to do, 4 bolts up front. We'll pull this off. That'll just leave the engine setting on. Then all we got to do is do these 2 gas tank supports. I may actually unbolt it here. I haven't decided yet which place I'm going to undo it. And yeah, 6 more bolts. And that'll pull right out. Pretty simple stuff. So when we get ready to do that, I'll get everything ready and then I'll bring you back. Well, I have to say I'm sorry. I forgot to turn the camera on when I took the front end off, but it's just these 4 bolts. They're 7/8 head, so it's nothing major. So I'm over to the other side now. We've got everything off. I got to take these 2 bolts out here, leave the pump on, just take off the lines, unhook the back. We'll take that whole set of lines right off, get them out of the way. I got to unhook the throttle cable and throttle rod, I guess I should call it. And then we got to unhook our power to our coil. And that should be everything. Then we'll take off the rocker. We'll hook it onto these studs here with a small chain. We'll pick it right up basically from right here. So I've spent about 15 minutes over here on the other side. And I ended up taking all the ignition system right off. Just as easy. That way you got less weight. You know, it's don't have to worry about breaking stuff when you lay it down. And all I got left to do is 6 bolts and the fuel tank. And I'm going to do the fuel tank off camera. Then I'll turn the camera on. We'll separate this beast with the camera running. Well, you can probably see I got a piece of wood in there holding the fuel tank up, so I didn't want to take it right off. We got to pick her up a little bit. Ta-da. Coming. Guess we're a little heavy on the left. That's all right. Yeah, stuff don't look too awful bad in there. Yeah. It's, I changed that out a year ago. And, yeah, this is not supposed to be like that, but couldn't find a plug the right size. I will get one before I put it back in. Yeah. Feels pretty good. So anyway, I think probably just needs a little love, maybe a grease or two. We'll put a shot of grease in it, see if it, because I haven't done any greasing on that for a long time. We'll clean out the rest of this crap in here that I didn't get before. Yeah, I think she's gonna be good. And I do have the cover that goes over this. But there she is. So that's going to be the end of this video. The next video tomorrow, I will pop the pressure plate and flywheel off, put it on an engine stand, and start disassembling. And that'll be the next video. And that's when we will really find out just how frigged up stuff is. 'Cause I'm going to pull the head off in it, see how much wears in the cylinders. I know if it idles a long time and you go to give it the throttle, it does smoke. So it is putting a little bit of oil by, but not a lot. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Keep safe, everybody.